Last night, look, LeBron James said that whoever thought of this bleep, meaning the play-in tournament, ought to be fired. Au contraire, LeBron. Whoever thought of this bleep should get a promotion because last night was straight fire.
It's funny, you didn't say that after the first day.
Everyone loved it. 5.6 million viewers on ESPN, their highest rated NBA game since 2019. And I tell you, it did not disappoint.
Oh, okay.
It did not disappoint. The Lakers won on a 34-footer by LeBron James, 103-100. Listen here.
James, two defenders on him. To Caldwell Pope inside. He's tied up by Green. Throws it back up top. James puts up the three. Oh, it's gone! LeBron James from downtown as the shot clock expires.
Let me drop a little knowledge, a little science. That was LeBron James's 98th either go ahead or game tying shot in the last minute of the fourth quarter or overtime. Second only in the last 25 years to Kobe Bean Bryant. Kobe's got 101. LeBron now, if you count that one, which is not really counting in the regular season or playoff stats, they don't know where they want to put it yet, but that would be his 98th. On those such shots in the playoffs, he's shooting 48%. There's more. LeBron James has 7 buzzer beaters in his career. The only 3 players with more are Michael Jordan with 9, Joe Johnson and Kobe Bryant with 8 apiece, and that's it. Paul Pierce ties LeBron with 7. That's it.
Did you say Joe Johnson?
Yes, I said Joe Johnson.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious.
LeBron James has more buzzer beaters than Larry Bird, than Reggie Miller, than Kevin Durant, than Steph Curry, than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson combined. And LeBron James has 5 game-winning buzzer beaters in the playoffs, more than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant combined. And I say all that to say this. One of the biggest misperceptions, not in today's NBA, but in the history of the NBA, in the history of the game of basketball, is this notion, this falsehood, this myth that LeBron James is not clutch. It must end. He put a nail in that coffin last night. The coffin should have been closed up already. But if you had any doubts, if you had any beef, you need to be quiet after what you saw last night from LeBron James.
As always, a false narrative can be spun anyway. First of all, LeBron and Kobe, when you talk about it, these guys came straight out of high school, so they've played a lot more playoff games. They've been in more situations like this, so they obviously should have higher numbers, and they're great players. Also, a lot of the guys you're talking about that he's been better than, those guys didn't have those games because they were comfortably ahead and they were winning games. They weren't scrambling at the end. When you think of LeBron James and one of the greatest moments in NBA history, or the one that he claims he became the GOAT, it was not LeBron James who took the shot. It was Kyrie Irving who made a three-pointer that sent shockwaves, and his team was down when he made that basket, not tied, not putting up a heave-ho with the shot clock running down because he couldn't think about it and just had to force it up because he was running out of time. And when you think about LeBron James and many of the failures and why he's lost more NBA finals than any other regular season MVP is because we remember the games where LeBron James was giving up the ball to other people and not taking those shots. So, Chris, I give it to you that he has knocked down some big shots. No one's saying he's a bum. But even with that shot last night, that's not going to change the perception of most people that LeBron, when normally the game is on the line, he's looking for somebody else to bail him out. He's not always taking it. And last night, I always say, it is way easier to take a shot like that with the score tied where you know you're not going to lose rather than, and that doesn't take away from making it. You still got to make it. But there's a big difference. And he doesn't have those shots where you go back and go, man, that guy's a killer. That's why LeBron James has to stand up at the podium, Chris, after he wins a final and says, give me my damn respect. Because it ain't just a perception. This is how people feel. And it ain't just a handful of guys on the radio or a handful of guys on TV or a couple of haters in the crowd. You would never have to say that if your resume spoke for itself. And there's issues there on why people don't feel that way about him. It's a great moment. But why would they in that situation against a team undermanned, undersized, where he had to pull it out of his behind to win a play-in game for the Lakers? That's what people would ask you.
You said something. He doesn't always take the shot. Who does? Who did? Nobody. Nobody always took the shot. I remember Michael Jordan, the GOAT, passing off to Steve Kerr.
Chris,
what? No, let me finish.
Let
me finish. What was the difference between Jordan passing to Steve Kerr and LeBron passing to Kyle Korver? Oh, Steve Kerr made it. That was the difference. I remember Michael Jordan getting the ball in the backcourt against Phoenix with 6'2" Frank Johnson on him, passing ahead to Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen dribbling down the middle of the lane, passing to Horace Grant on the wing. Horace Grant taking a dribble or two, passing to John Paxson, and John Paxson hits the game-winning shot. Michael Jordan wasn't even involved in the play. If that happened today to LeBron James, if LeBron James got the ball in the backcourt, kicked it to Taylor Horton Tucker, he took it down the middle of the lane, kicked it to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis kicked it to Alex Caruso, and Caruso hit the shot, and LeBron doesn't even touch the ball, we would be killing him. I'm tired of the double standards. It
ain't a double standard because
is.
LeBron has lost more. And so when you've lost, Chris, you can go back and look and say, why? Why are you giving up the ball if you're the king, if you're the GOAT, if you're the chosen one? I'm not saying there comes times and situations. If you remember, you're talking about the Kyle Korver play. They had the lead with the basketball, LeBron James in the lane, and Draymond Green with 5 fouls. You didn't need a three-pointer to pass the ball to Kyle Korver. You make Draymond Green foul you, or you go up and make free throws, and you take the lead. They didn't even score again in that game.
They had the lead, right? Didn't they have the lead?
They had the lead and the ball and LeBron. That's a bad play.
A three-pointer is a jump shot today. Seriously.
No, but that's a bad play. At that. There was no reason he was at the rim. That's why people look at that.
A three is no different than a 19-footer.
Nah, he's right there at the rim. Get Draymond Green out of the game. Or make Draymond Green move out of the way with 5 fouls.
He wasn't right there at the rim. LeBron makes the right basketball play.
I don't want the right basketball play. I want the best player in the best situation. Well, then why didn't
Jordan take it all the time? And in fact, we talked this week about Robert Horry. Rudy Tomjanovich got on stage and said Robert Horry should be a Hall of Famer. Why? Because Robert Horry hit all of these clutch threes and baskets in the finals, in the playoffs.
If LeBron James had Robert Horry.
With what teammates? Who were some of Robert Horry's teammates when he had all those clutch baskets? Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
What
but
is
Chris-
Robert Horry doing taking the shot when he got Kobe Bryant and Olajuwon on his team?
But it
Stop
ain't like
it,
those.
Rob Parker,
No,
with
I'm not
the
going to
double
stop
standard.
it because
You
it's
are
not a
off
double.
base.
It's not a double standard because LeBron didn't have success. He's lost 6 times. That's why. That's why people
That's
don't feel the
after the
same
fact.
way. No, that's not after the fact. He keeps losing. He's lost
bring
more than
facts.
anybody.
You
That's
bring in
why.
feelings.
That's why.
it.
Those other guys aren't. They say they were the king. LeBron's the king. He's the chosen one. He's supposed to be the greatest player of all time. And
Who
he's going
said
to pass
that?
the ball.
I didn't say
That's
that.
LeBron.
I said he's behind Jordan.
That's LeBron. I'm just saying he thinks it is.